Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Physician in the Kitchen. I'm your host, Dr. Monique, a plant-based board-certified family physician and founder of the brand Physician in the Kitchen. I help people discover, cook, and eat delicious plant-based foods because my mission is to fix America's health one plate at a time. And if you've been watching my channel at all, you know that I enjoy taking traditional classic foods, comfort foods, desserts, you name it, and plant-basing it or veganizing it in some way. Well, today's dish is my purple sweet potato pie. So this is a purple sweet potato. So if you see these at your farmer's market or supermarket, pick them up because you can use them the same way you use sweet potatoes. Today we're going to be using a plant-based version of my mom's sweet potato pie recipe. And if you're watching this during the premiere or shortly thereafter, it is May. And just like my last name, May is my birth month. So purple happens to be my favorite color and sweet potato pie is one of my favorite desserts. So you put those two together and you get purple sweet potato pie. What more could I ask for? So just a little bit about the health benefits of this sweet potato. It gets its beautiful purple hue or color from antioxidants called anthocyanins. It's the same color that you see in berries, like blueberries, blackberries, even in red cabbage, black beans, black rice, just to name a few. So that coloring is coming from the antioxidant, which is a phytochemical, a plant chemical, which gives it all of those health benefits that we talk about on this channel: heart health, weight management, digestive benefits, immune support, and much more. So this dessert, mind you, it is still a dessert and it will have sugar in it, so it still should be eaten in moderation, but it is a healthier version for you than a traditional recipe. So before we get into that, be sure to do all the things. Click like, hit share, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and be sure to sign up and join our Patreon family for behind the scenes, insider cool kid stuff. You'll find the link in the description. So enough of that talking. Let's get to cooking. Today's all-star lineup of ingredients is as follows: mashed purple sweet potatoes, full-fat coconut milk, tapioca starch, vanilla flavoring, flag, which is a flaxseed egg, warming spices including cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, ginger, and some kosher salt, coconut sugar, and a little bit of plant-based milk to thin out our batter if we need it. Of course, a pie crust. And for our topping, we're going to toast some coconut flakes and make some whipped cream out of a plant-based whipping cream and some confectioner's sugar. Okay, so part of your prep for this dish is going to be going ahead and making your flax egg or flag. And all we did here was combine a tablespoon of flaxseed with 2 to 2.5 tablespoons of water. And I like to let mine sit in the fridge for about 10 minutes. And you'll see it gets a nice kind of eggy consistency. So you want to do that before you start assembling your dish. So of course, here we have our sweet potatoes that we've baked and then creamed. And I do this in the food processor, adding my ingredients to my mixing bowl. Just look at the beautiful, vibrant purple of these sweet potatoes. I mean, my goodness, this is just too pretty for words. So I'm adding in all my ingredients. And one thing I love about baking without eggs is that you can feel free to taste your ingredient mix as you go along and make substitutions on the fly. Of course, with eggs, you have to be careful about picking up nasty bacteria that you don't want, particularly if you have a weakened immune system. So don't have to worry about that here. You can also adjust. I am adding a little bit more nutmeg and cinnamon and also a little bit of maple syrup because this wasn't quite as sweet as I wanted to. I don't want it to be overly sweet, but the coconut sugar that I used needed a little help, so I'm adding in a little bit of maple syrup. You adjust this recipe as you need to for your taste and desires and medical or nutritional needs, and season until the ancestors tell you to stop. All right, so give this a taste. It's good. This is good, but it's not as sweet as I want, so I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup, and I'm also going to add a little bit of my plant milk just to play with the color a little bit. Let's just see what that does. Get that all blended there. But as you can see, it didn't even lighten up the color of these purple sweet potatoes. I mean, this purple is purpling. It is legit. It is not going anywhere. So keep in mind though, if you do add more milk, you may get a slightly lighter colored pie, but you may not, because as you can see, this purple ain't going nowhere. This is gorgeous. I mean, my sweet potato pies are legendary, but I think they've got some competition now. I mean, just look how beautiful. Just look how beautiful that is. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, so this is going to go into the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. And while that is baking, we're going to work on our topping. Okay, so while our pie is baking, we're going to go ahead and toast some coconut shreds over a low heat. And toasting pretty much brings out the flavor of anything. So these are pretty mild in taste. And so by toasting them, we're going to bring out the sweetness. And you want to watch this. This is going to be on a low. And this is the kind of thing you want to watch it because you just want a little color on it, not very much at all. So don't walk away. Don't forget and leave these because you don't want them to burn. You want them just to be a nice golden color. So it's starting to turn a little yellow, slightly golden. So just a few more minutes and this will be ready. Okay, so there is our toasted coconuts. We're going to go ahead and remove this from the heat so that it will stop cooking. And it's got a beautiful fragrant coconut smell. So toasting it brings out the sweetness and the smell as well. Okay, so the last ingredient for our beautiful, beautiful purple sweet potato pie is going to be whipped cream. We cannot let our beautiful dish go out underdressed. So we've got the toasted coconut shreds, and now we're going to make her a lovely topping of whipped cream. And I'm using this brand, Country Crock. They make a nice line of plant-based products. This is their plant cream. I also like their butter, but it's vegan, and mainly I want to point this out, like it has 0 added sugar. 0. Can you see that? Love it. So we're going to be using a little bit of confectioner's sugar to sweeten it up just a little bit. So let's go ahead and pour in our cream. And we're going to pour in our vanilla. I'm going to do this on medium speed here. And then we're just going to start to add in our sugar. And we're going to just let this go until we get some nice stiff peaks. Now, this is chilled. This has been sitting in the fridge. And I even put my blade in the refrigerator as well. Actually, I put it in the freezer so that it too is nice and cold, as well as the bowl. So we're going to let this go for a few minutes. And now that everything's in there, let's turn it up to high. It's going to make a little bit of a mess. I'm not going to go too high. Okay, so you can see how it's starting to thicken up. Nice and creamy. We're going to let it keep going. Okay, let's pause it to scrape down the sides. Okay, and you can see it's getting thicker. So we just need some stiff peaks. We're not there yet. Almost there. And then we're going to pop it back in the fridge until we're ready to use it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it here to check to see where I am peak-wise. So I know it's not stiff yet, but one way you can do it is you can lower your bowl, and if you can see the tip of your blade, fine. If not, I'm going to stick a whisk in there, and that's peak. That's a peak, but it's not a stiff peak. So we're going to let it go a little longer, but we're getting there. Okay. Let's go ahead and check our peak. Make sure it's where we want it. And that looks good. So we're going to go ahead and pop this in the refrigerator so that it won't soften up. We want it to stay firm and be ready to work with. So let's go ahead and put this in a bowl, pop it in the fridge, and then put it all together. Doctor's orders. Flour is used in many recipes to provide structure or thickening. There are many different types of flours that can be used in a plant-based or vegan kitchen. Let's take a closer look at their health benefits, which are perfect for plant-based eaters who want both flavor and nutrition. Gluten-containing flours. All-purpose flour. Commonly used flour due to its versatility. Health-wise, this flour is low in fiber and nutrients due to heavy processing and is best used in moderation. Whole wheat flour. Often used in heartier baked goods such as breads and muffins. Health-wise, it is high in fiber, B vitamins, iron, magnesium, and antioxidants. Supports digestion and can help stabilize blood sugars due to its high fiber content. Spelt flour. This ancient grain is closely related to whole wheat and can be used as a substitute for whole wheat in most recipes. Health-wise, it is easier to digest than whole wheat and contains protein, fiber, and essential minerals such as zinc and iron. Gluten-free flours. Almond flour can be used in cookies, cakes, and paleo-friendly baking. Health-wise, it is rich in healthy fats, vitamin E, magnesium, and protein, and supports heart health and blood sugar control, but should not be used by people allergic to nuts. Oat flour, used in pancakes, muffins, and quick breads. Health-wise, high in soluble fiber, which can lower cholesterol and improve gut health. Soluble fiber is a prebiotic, meaning that it is a non-digestible food ingredient that selectively stimulates the growth and/or activity of beneficial or good bacteria in the colon. It is also great for sustained energy. Coconut flour, used in gluten-free and low-carb baked goods. Health-wise, it is high in fiber, supports digestive health, and may help stabilize blood sugar, naturally low in carbs. Chickpea flour or garbanzo bean flour, often used as a binder in savory baking or dense breads, and can also be used along with vital wheat gluten to make seitan. Health-wise, it is high in plant-based protein, iron, and fiber, and may support heart health and muscle maintenance. Brown rice flour, often found in gluten-free blends. Health-wise, it contains the minerals manganese, selenium, and magnesium, which support metabolic and nervous system health. Sorghum flour can be used in sweet or savory baked goods, and health-wise, it is high in antioxidants, iron, and fiber. May support heart health and help manage blood sugar. Teff flour, used in pancakes, flatbreads, and muffins. Health-wise, it is rich in iron, calcium, and resistant starch, a prebiotic that is good for digestive health. Naturally gluten-free and high in protein. Tapioca flour or starch. Adds stretch and chewiness to desserts, can be used in puddings and pies, and also acts as a thickener in soups, sauces, and stews. Health-wise, it is an easily digestible carb, good for energy but low in nutrients. Arrowroot powder, used as a thickener and binder in sauces, gravies, custards, puddings, and as a gluten-free baking alternative. Additionally, it can be used to create a crispy texture on tofu and other plant-based proteins. Health-wise, gentle on digestion and may support gut healing, suitable for those with food sensitivities. Buckwheat flour, used in waffles, pancakes, and hearty breads. Health-wise, it is high in fiber, protein, and antioxidants, and may lower blood pressure and support vascular health. For optimal health in your vegan baking, mix whole grain and nut-based flours to boost fiber, protein, and healthy fats. Limit refined flours, such as all-purpose or tapioca, in favor of more nutrient-dense options. And experiment with blends, such as oat and almond, or chickpea and brown rice, to get both taste and wellness benefits. When substituting any of these flours for all-purpose flour, check to make sure that the substitution ratio is 1-to-1, or if it needs to be adjusted. And be sure to consult your doctor before using any of these flours if you have a particular health concern. Okay, there's one more step that I need to do with my whipped cream before I use it, and that is I'm going to go ahead and put it in my piping bag. So this tends to get messy for me. So what I like to do is put my bag, and I need to show you, I'm using this. This is going to give me kind of a rosette looking finish when I pipe the whipping cream on there. So, or whipped cream. And so I like to put my bag down in a glass and then scoop it in that way so that I don't make too much of a mess. So, and I can even, let's see, I can even stand it up a little more. Yeah, no, I need to give it some support because this is not one of my favorite things to do. Full disclosure. So this is a hack that I've come up with. So let's give it a try. And then that way it can be chilling in the bag that I'm going to eventually use. This goes left for me so fast, guys. So I'm trying my best here. Hats off to the pastry chefs out there. If no one else appreciates you, I do. So I'm afraid. Oh, okay. It's cooperating with me this time. Okay. Cool. So let's go ahead and shake that down. And now that I've got some weight in the bottom, it can stand up and I can start to pour the rest of this in here. Whoa, grasshopper. Oops. See, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Just make it a mess. So you don't want to overfill it because you need to be able to work with it. But now it is in the bag I'm going to use to pipe it, and I don't need to do anything else with that. So let's go ahead and put it back in the fridge. Okay, everyone, here she is. Here is our beautiful purple sweet potato pie. It is nice and cooled. I have been letting it cool for a couple of hours because, again, we're going to be putting that whipped cream on there, and we don't want the heat from the pie to mess with the whipped cream. So this is nice and cool. See, I'm touching it, and it's got a lovely texture to it. So we're going to go ahead and dress this beauty and give it a taste. So we're going to give this pie, I like to call it a necklace. Let's go ahead and pipe our whipped cream on here. And we're just gonna go around till we get to the center. And then we're going to top it with our coconut flakes because it's all about presentation and also a little bit of texture. That looks beautiful. My peaks softened up on me a little bit. Not quite as stiff as I'd like them to be, but you get the idea. And I told you this was not my ministry, but it is still beautiful. I'd eat it. So let's go ahead and cut into it. See how it is. All right, guys, let's give our pie a taste. Delicious. If your eyes are closed, you could not tell this was not a regular sweet potato pie. I taste the cinnamon, the nutmeg, a little bit of the allspice. Those warming spices all come together so nicely. And the thing about this, it's gonna be even better the next day. You know how sweet potato pies, if they last in your house, my household, they tend to disappear pretty quickly. If you have enough to last till the next day, they get even better. Those spices, those flavors just get together, sit overnight, and get even better. This is going to be wonderful. So guys, if you make this video, please be sure to tag me at Physician in the Kitchen. Let me know your version of this. Let me see those beautiful purple pictures. And don't forget, hit share, like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our plant-powered content. And be sure to sign up for our Patreon family as well. Until next time, I'm Dr. Monique, telling you to keep it 100, plant-based that is. Eat well.